So moved.
You have a second?
Second.
Call the question. Motion, those in favor, let me know by raising your right hand. Commissioner Bryant, Commissioner Sampson, you put this here before. Tell us what you...
Well, let me share with each of you, first of all, a copy of the plat that I'm talking about.
How many miles that road?
I'm talking about 590 feet.
590 feet. For the width? The length and the width.
The length is 590 with width.
Commissioner Bryant, let's allow Commissioner Sampson to describe his needs here.
I'm just asking a question, Mr. Chairman, about what side the road is.
But let's get a little more information.
I'm getting that. That's good information right here for me to find out how long the road, how wide the road is, the length and the width. That's important.
Go, all of it's important. Go ahead, Commissioner.
You act like it's not.
If you notice the plat in front of you,
Okay.
if you'll find North Bell Court, North Bell Court is paved until you get to lot number 7.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm wanting to open up 590 feet from lot 7 to the end of lot 8. And that right now is wooded, but it is shown as a County Road 181, but it's not opened up. What I want to do, asking the board to do, is to put in a road with ditches, I believe is 20 feet wide, consistent with whatever's already down there, but it's for 590 feet. You notice off to the left, I asked Danny how much it would cost the county to have this done. He said to clear it off would be $750, to have it graded, $250, to put rock on it, $900, man hours, $300, total $2,200 to get it done. The reason I'm asking the board's permission to go ahead and do this is that I did not find a deed for the property, but I also did not find a deed for any of the other, for many of the, I can't say all of them because I didn't look for all of them, many of the other dirt roads that are in my area are also not deeded. But this is shown that it is a part of their road.
Is there a date on this plaque? The copy is good, but it...
Okay, you can see there, I believe this is from, what's that date? 26 May 2000.
Yeah, 2000, back 2000. Yeah. Okay. And you say the road stops at the end of
the paved section starts where the number 7 starts.
Okay.
And for lot 7, and I want to go to the end of lot 8, which is about 590
feet. Excuse me.
And then that gives just enough access for lot 9 to get to.
Yes. That right at the edge of lot
9. Okay. When you say the road bed itself has not been deeded per se to the county?
That is correct, but I also went by the tax assessor's office and asked him who was paying taxes on it. He said nobody, because it was left for a road.
Mm-hmm.
But there is no deed for it. Then most of our county roads don't have, quote, deed.
Okay, so what you have...
Rather than go and cut property that we don't have deed for, I thought I'd bring it to the county. Just went back to the commissioners, and maybe somebody has some experience that I don't have, that some things I need to do that I don't know.
The property owner, it's not a development, is it, per se? When I say a development, it looks like it's broken up for a development.
It is broken up for a development. The owner of the land died, left it to his children, and the children own those different sections, and some of them want to get land developed, but there's no road, so they can't. So the potential is there. Another one wants to sell, but he can't because they don't have access.
Mr. Chairman, let me say this here. They can get back there because they're not landlocked. long as you're not landlocked to your property, you can get to it. And that property, if he couldn't find a deed on that property, you can't go in there and work on that property. If ain't no deed on that property, you can't go because that property belongs to somebody. And you cannot go in there and move this here. For the old people to get there to their property, they left that road in there. They supposed to turn that road over to the county. And we got a deed for that road. If we didn't have a deed for that road, they did not turn that property over to the county. And so if we go in there, you're getting right back to right here, this lawsuit. You get right back to that lawsuit. You got to have a deed.
Give us some input here in terms of our present acceptance of roads under our planning and zoning. It's got to be prepared with width requirements, everything else before it's turned over. And it's turned over to the county and deeded over to the county before the county accepts it. We've been following that pretty much. What you see here is something that was then done, I guess, do we know when that was first put in there, Commissioner?
Not the first time. All I had is, that's the only thing.
Over
the
It's certainly a cost consideration, but again, from the standpoint of what we see here, and if you had the opportunity to see this.
I have not.
Please. Let's look at the original plaque, if you might tell us.
We need a
From the
deed.
standpoint of legal aspects.
Every county piece of property got to have a deed. You won't. I'll let him tell you. Determine what you
What is
tell.
it, what is it that you want done?
I just want to extend the paved road 590 feet as a dirt road, North Bell Court. The paving starts where the number 7 is. If you find North Bell Court, you'll see lot number 7. The paving stops there, okay? And what I'm wanting to do is open that up for 590 feet until you get to the end of 8, so that 9 will also have access.
They don't have a deed.
But there is no deed for the road property. But then I asked who was paying taxes on that land. He said nobody. Everybody's paying taxes on their property.
Well, do you know about the history of the usage of the road? I mean,
It's never been a road. It's just that it's on the plat of the road. It has never been developed. When they stopped, where they stopped paving, that's where they stopped the road at that time. They never went all the way through.
Mr. Attorney, in years past, we've had all over this county people that we buy property divided up, put a bed road in there of some substance, and a lot of them aren't improved even today. And so I suspect they did pave this though up to that point. And so I think the question is, the request has been for the county to open it up. If the county is obligated to proceed on and open the rest of that road as it's identified.
I don't think you can unless you get permission of the landowners on both sides all the way up the road.
Okay.
Would they be willing to do that?
Which would deed it then to the county, or?
They could quit claim it for purposes of y'all completing the road.
Okay.
I mean, it's doable, but you gotta get consent.
I understand what you're saying. I don't have a problem giving it a shot. The question I have is, nobody's paying taxes on that particular piece of land. They're paying taxes on what's indicated as where the road stops. But what you're saying is, they have to give permission for the road to go through?
Well, yeah, technically, maybe they should be paying taxes on it. That's the thing, maybe you can do something about
That's
it.
the first thing I wanted to know, who's paying taxes on
Yeah.
it. Then I know who I needed to get the deed from, but nobody.
If they ain't paying taxes on how many years they ain't paid tax on, the county.
But see, who
put
you
it
gonna
on.
charge taxes to?
When
That was my question.
you're talking about no taxes, Commissioner Sampson, are you talking about the road bed
The
itself?
road bed itself.
Or the lots themselves?
The road bed.
Okay, the road beds, that's,
You know, I mean, basically, the landowners on both sides would own to the middle of the road.
Okay.
And you could assess taxes for that.
And they would have to quick claim it or relinquish it to the county.
They can quick claim them, get it out of it if the county wants to take on that responsibility.
And then that comes under the confines of now where we are, that we are requiring roads to be a certain width, a certain, is that right?
Yeah.
So, in other words, it wouldn't be continued on as it is, the width
No,
it is.
does it have to be-
It had to meet the criteria of what we're asking for
Which would be
roads to
wider.
be.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you basically are saying for a county road, it needs to meet something, but I thought y'all were doing that basically for paving purposes, weren't you?
Well, it was viewed, I think, primarily as a road bed that would be used for any future paving or needs. And see, what you have now and had for years in our community, you got small roads as you walk, go through them, drive through them, probably 12, 15 foot wide with ditch banks that's 6, 8 foot. That's what it is. And the trees are sitting there, huge trees, and those properties are still, they're not even deeded to the county, but they're county roads.
Well, let me ask you this here.
So,
If you go back to again, back in the 70s, middle 80s, you find out that all roads like that, if the commissioner grandfathered those roads in, it didn't make no difference how wide they were. They can go through that. It doesn't make no difference if they were just 10 feet. If them roads grandfathered in, before you come out with road bed and stuff, when people were buying property back in the 70s, 76, 77, all of those roads were grandfathered in. If the commissioner came and said he want all these roads in his district grandfathered in, like I did, I didn't have nothing but Pick Path Road. I come in here and got them all grandfathered in. So, you know, like when you say that you got to have this in order to put a trailer there, not down here in District 1, you don't. Not down in this area. You don't have to meet that requirement because they grandfathered in at the time they purchased that land. So now when they purchased that land, it's the grandfathered in. You can see the grandfathered in.
Mr. Epps,
Who paved the road that's there, the part of the road that's paved? Who?
County.
No, I can't answer that, because I don't know Mr. Brian Latham.
county.
Do you know, Commissioner?
The county, when they were doing that paving project, the county paving all these little roads like that. Cause they pave all those down there.
Then why did they just pave up to a certain point and stop?
Well, that's what the people requested to pave to a certain point and stop. That's what they requested
I
because
thought it was our policy.
because in the first place, when whoever sold that land, that name ought to be on there. Who that land was when they sold it, the name ought to be on here. Who the person was that sold the land, and what he did. Anytime he sells land like this here, lots of land, you have to leave a right of way.
But I thought it was the county policy that whoever sold the land had to put the road.
Not
in.
back in the 76, not back in the 81. This just came recently.
It is now.
Yeah, but back in the 70s and 80s, when Mr. Epp was paving all these roads, all these roads were grandfathered in. They were grandfathered in.
So therefore, that was done back then, and not that come under the same.
Well, when you said don't come on the same, any continuation of it.
The development paved now road. No,
That's true. It's all. For the sake of clarity, and I understand that the needs there are even on Old River Road, there's numerous roads that are not paved, that were developed in places like this, that are still very much right out here on Hamilton Ford. You can go right there at Indiana Estates, and you walk, go through those roads. The road, it's a sad situation, but it was simply because the process wasn't put in place that we have now that would require the developer to develop those roads. But I think in terms of what we got here, and Mr. Attorney, I appreciate your input. Mr. Sampson, if you have further questions, we can go further. But we need to go to the property owners and get a quick claim deed of properties in there. Is that right?
From the owners on both sides?
And then from the standpoint of what we have presently on the books, would our road bed continue to meet the criteria of where it is, or would it be grandfathered to that road that's in there?
Well, I think y'all, I'm not sure. I'd have to-
Well, could you give us some thought and give us some reply back, and we can see?
If you look at that code order, it might be in there that this county have worked on a dirt road, even though it was private road way back. If we scraped that road, we had that happen right down here in right down here on our much as I know that place down here.
You can't.
Where the ma'am lives at, D Street. We had that problem down there on D Street. We went back there.
It's not in, yeah, it's
Yeah,
not in this.
it might not be in that order, but on D Street, the judge, I know we got one from the judge, said that if you don't worked on that property, regardless if it's private property, that you own that property, that property's still a road, for the county to work that road.
There's all kind of
Yeah,
opportunities.
it's one of the
for clarity.
criteria for determining whether it's a county road
Yeah.
or a private road is how much work you've done on it.
The only thing is that many of our roads throughout Twiggs, whether it be on D Street, down at Danville, up in Dry Branch, whatever else, they are county roads, and their roads are worked and continually maintained by the county. But the actual deeding of the road bed and everything associated with it is those were years past, and it wasn't done in that manner.
Yeah.
But which brings on another story, that if you went in there and you've begun to do the work on the road, that you'd have to get the deeding of it, clarity from the property owners on both sides, and then you come in with your road bed that you need. But would that be helpful to you?
Yeah, it just mean I got some work to do.
Okay,
I'm
all right.
But anyway, that's fine, thank you.
All right, we'll move on to this, nothing.